Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to be taking a first look at Deadlands, the Weird West RPG. Just to give you a little context of how I came across this game, I um, I went to Rising Phoenix Gamescom this past 21st through the 23rd of April, and great convention. And if you're a game master at this convention, you earn these gold points, basically little cards that you can then exchange in the treasure room for some free items or items bought with the gold points that you earned. So I had earned 10 gold points over the course of the weekend. I had run 2 games, and that earned me 3 gold points apiece. And then throughout my gameplay, some game masters would hand out these cards to the players that really stood out. So yeah, I mean that was a huge feather in my cap to have earned an additional 4 during the course of the 3 day game weekend. So when I went into the treasure room and I first saw Deadlands, I was like, that's really interesting, and I was surprised that it was only 4 gold pieces. So I went back out, I played some more games, and then I played in a Weird Frontiers um, Western themed game uh, that is based on DCC. And it's obviously very similar to Deadlands. I don't know which one. I have a feeling that Weird Frontiers came out after Deadlands because this was 1996. So I'm going to assume that Weird Frontiers was later than that. I really enjoyed Weird Frontiers, and I do have the PDF, so I will do a future video on that. But that was a lot of fun, and so it really wanted me to come back and because I didn't see that in the treasure room, I wanted to come back to this book and grab a hold of it. Now I do understand why this was only this was only 4 gold pieces, because there are already pages that are literally falling out of this thing. But that being said, like I said, essentially free is free, and wanted to jump on it. So Deadlands is put out by Pinnacle Games, and I don't know if there's a more updated version of this. I was kind of looking, and I didn't go into Pinnacle's website, but Pinnacle is also the publisher for Strange Worlds. So they're a fairly well known company, and I'm assuming that that's the game mechanics of Deadlands, the Weird West, blah RPG. Um, Without further ado, let's jump right into the PDF and see how much I'm going to glean just from this very first look. So here we go. I found a PDF online, and the Weird West. So here we go. So it's written and designed by Private Dick Joff, John Hopler, sorry, Shane Lacey Hensley. Um, I believe at one time I was Facebook friends with him. I'm not sure if we still are. Um, Going through interior art, no one really jumping out at to me that I recognize right away. I'm really less familiar with Strange Worlds as a game system. I mean, I do have the deluxe, booklet, but I've never actually played it. I know it uses like a dice system, kind of a system. I also have built around Strange Worlds is Solomon Kane, which I also haven't run yet. So let me just get right to the table of contents here. A word from the editor, and the premise of the book is it's an alternate timeline basically, and I could read that out as I'm looking through. So let's see. The Power of Ghost Rocks, the Battle of Washington. So this looks like it's all set up. The Sioux Nations. Chapter 2 is the classes, the race class descriptions. Here are the classes. You have the blessed, the brave, the gunslinger, the huckster, the mad scientist, the maverick, the rowdy, the scout, and the shaman. Let's see. Existing skills, uh, Indian language groups, and so on. Let's start taking a look and see a little bit here. So 1996, this game is pushing over 20 years old, so quite a ways back. They give you kind of like a timeline of events. The Tombstone Epitaph, President Davis in one of his fiery moods, Confederate States of America. So that's a time period. Obviously, you're dealing with 1877. Now, if they're talking about the Confederacy and they're talking about 1877, um, for all of us history majors out there and everything, we realize that, hey, wait a second, this is a different uh, alternate timeline. I guess in the these outlined in very dark are still the Confederate states. So clearly, the uh, the Civil War did not end the way that it actually did. So we're quite a bit into story here, and the reason why there's a lot of backstory here helps you build out a campaign world. To have enough lore behind it to create that foundation. And so far, like a lot of this looks like stuff that you can share with your players, and so everyone would have this basic knowledge base. Common jail times and fines. Okay, lots of hanging, and then 20 years or more for a whole bunch of others. Stealing less than $300 1 week to 1 year. Drunk in public overnight, $10 fine. So pretty cool stuff. Uh, the military. So you have the Confederates and the Yankees. Okay. Character classes. All right. So we have race. I'm assuming everybody's going to be human, although that might not be human racial traits. Maybe not everyone's human. Nope. So let's take a look at this. Human racial traits. Medium size. Humans are no special bonuses or penalties due to size. Feats. All human characters gain an extra feat at first level. Skill points. They gain. They get 4 extra skill points. Excuse me. I don't know where that yawn came from. Um, the class is the blessed. Whether he be a pastor, reverend, rabbi, or just a truly pious person, the blessed is infused with holy power, The brave, a member of a group of proud warriors whose ferocity is becoming legendary throughout the West. The brave has an innate connection to the spirit world. The gunslinger, a devil with six gun. That's pretty basic. Let's see. A huckster is a card shuffling magician who gleans his spells from Hoyle's Book of Games. Okay. Mad scientist is an inventor and engineer whose infernal devices of steam and steel may spell a new hope for humanity or its destruction. A maverick is a jack of all trades, a scoundrel, a gambler, a spy. The maverick may be any or all of these. The rowdy is a rough and tumble fighters found in boomtowns and border outposts. Scout, a stealthy wilderness warrior who knows her way around the hidden trails of the frontier. A shaman drawing on the favor of the spirits the shaman's magic grants him unique insight into nature and the supernatural. Multiclassing, class descriptions, alignment. Uh, so they both, don't really require specific alignments. The blessed and the shamans are notable exceptions. So the blessed. Let's take a look at the blessed real quick. I'm not going to go through all of these in this one video. Um, so let's see. Alignment, the blessed must be any good alignment. Background, abilities. Wisdom determines how many miracles a blessed knows and how likely he is to invoke the divine power when he calls for it. A good charisma makes the blessed more effective in dealing with potential converts and angry heathens. Let's see. Skills, they have a d6 per level. Skills, they have concentrate, crafting, diplomacy, faith, healing, intimidate, knowledge religion, knowledge local, knowledge occult, language intelligence based, perform, which is charisma, profession, which is wisdom, sense motive, which is wisdom, tale telling, telling is charisma, skill points at first level 4 plus intelligence modifier times 4, skill points at each additional level 4 plus intelligence modifier. Class features, they have weapon proficiency with all simple weapons and firearms. Miracle, a blessed uses a new class specific skill, faith, to draw upon powers of good, cast arcane miracles. A blessed must have a wisdom score of at least 11 to cast miracles. How many miracles a blessed starts with, how to gain new ones, and the procedure for casting them is described in detail in Chapter 7 Magic. Okay. Uh, Backlash and spectacular success. Sometimes the forces of good suffer interference from the powers of darkness, and sometimes the blessed deity simply wants the champion to persevere without divine intervention. When a blessed rolls a natural one on a faith check, his spell fails, though he still loses the spell points. A blessed who rolls a natural 20 casts the spell for free. He spends no spell points. Gifts. Every 4 levels, a blessed hero gains a gift. A gift is an innate special ability granted by the powers of good. Each time the hero is eligible for a gift, the blessed table choose one from the following list in Chapter 7. So I'll go into that. They can turn dead, they have divine intervention, they do have a code of conduct, sinning. A priest who sins against his religion loses the ability to call for miracles. All right, that makes sense. And here we have their base attack bonus. All right, so I've seen this in many other games now. Their fortitude save, their reflex save, their will save, gifts, and divine interventions. It doesn't seem like you get a divine intervention until level 5. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to go through all of these now. I just wanted to give you one example of it. Let's see if, let's see. Now, this is an older game. I doubt this is, no, it's not. I was just checking to see if it was hyperlinked. Yeah, so this is all the different classes. So the Marshal's Handbook, let's take a look at this. Chapter 8, the Marshal's Handbook. This section is for Marshals eyes only. All right, so I guess that's the DM. So the DM or the game master in this is called a Marshal. Okay. So I will spend a separate video on this as well. Non-player characters and such. So let's see. Chapter 10, The Horrors of the Weird West. So this is just the monster section. I skipped right over the other section. But anyway, um, so so there you have it. I mean, it looks like it's a fairly I mean, I did not look at the actual skills and such and see how that actually gets done. I will spend the video on doing that, specifically, and then take a look at some of the other classes and such. But it looks pretty cool. Is it something that I would, you know, go into greater detail and take a look at it more so? Probably not, as far as like purchasing like the a more updated version of it, or picking up other supplements and such like that with it. I'm probably leaning more towards uh, picking up Weird Frontiers instead, even though that is absolutely huge. But I did find it on Drive Through RPG, and it was like $60 there for the hardcover. So not hard to find in hardcover. Now I know that Goodman Games was putting it out, and then they stopped, or at least they couldn't. You couldn't get it in hardcover directly from Goodman Games, and this one here, like I said, I already have the hardcover, so I'm not that concerned about it. I will check to see if they have on Drive Through RPG, to see if they do have a PDF of it. That's certainly better than what I just showed off there. But that's the benefit of being able to find a PDF out there, just to preview it. And then if it's something that you're going to back, then you can go into any of the other distributors and pick it up there as well. So um, first look, it looks kind of interesting. I really enjoyed the theme of this kind of a game. I like this Weird West theme to it, and you know, playing as like undead cowboys and those kinds of things. Really really cool stuff. There's plenty of connections that you can find with like pulp writers and everything. I know Robert E. Howard has some westerns that are very very weird westerns and everything. So that would be awesome to take some of those short stories and to use a system like this, or a system like Weird Frontiers, in order to kind of bring that to a tabletop role playing scenario, one shot or whatever. So hey, really cool. I'm certainly really appreciative that I actually was able to pick this thing up, and like I said, free. You can't go wrong with free. So I hope you like this video. If you actually play this game and you want to leave any comments in there, I'd really appreciate that. Like, if there is a more updated version of it, and it's like really worth it, I'd like to see if there's a like a starter box for this because that I'm probably more inclined to pick up, because that will give me those short little scenarios that I can run in a convention like setting. So, pretty cool looking book. I hope you like this video. And as always, enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Like it, share it, comment on it. You're all welcome to do so. And I really appreciate the added, spreading the word out there about the channel. Channel's doing well. Still steadily growing. So. Just getting really excited about, eventually, the channel will hit that 3,000 subscriber mark, which I'm hoping is another, big benchmark for the channel to continue growing. And, really looking forward to that. I will definitely be doing some giveaways once it hits that 3,000 level. So, as always, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.